Britain had something of a split personality when it came to the cause of Nelson Mandela. The popular culture of the day was a call to free the man and to end apartheid. However, the establishment over there in Parliament had a different view. Some British parliamentarians put the financial interests of UK investors in South Africa ahead of the moral arguments against apartheid. From the ordinary people outside Parliament, though, was formed the anti-apartheid movement. From what was to become a global force, one young activist set the trend, undermining white South Africa's legitimacy with direct action at sporting events. He's Peter Hain, these days a senior UK parliamentarian.
Nelson Mandela told me when he came out of prison, those sports boycotts at the time were the most decisive blow against apartheid because the internal opposition had been suppressed. And it really hit apartheid supporting whites because they'd been used to being criticized for apartheid, but then welcomed on the international sports fields of the world, to the Olympics and to all these great sporting occasions, and treated as equals. Well, from now on they were not.
There must have been a period during your campaigning when you thought Nelson Mandela would never be freed.
In the 1960s and into the 1970s, it was desperate. The anti-apartheid movement was relatively small, though powerful, especially in Britain, and it seemed a tremendous big fight, and the edifice of apartheid seemed almost impossible to crack and to defeat. It was only through campaigning and through his name and his face becoming an inspiration for the struggle, but also to personify the anti-apartheid struggle. Nelson Mandela became the person who most symbolized what the anti-apartheid movement was about.
Tell me, what kind of man was Nelson Mandela?
In private, in person, he was an amazingly warm, mischievous, witty, leg-pulling, joking person. And I always thought of him as a people's person above all else, which makes him unique in the history of international figures. Because when you get to be that prominent, a president, a world leader, an international icon, what tends to happen is people tend to withdraw into behind the curtain of public interest and media prurience, and they tend to retreat into themselves. The very opposite was true of Nelson Mandela. He just loved people.
These days, an image in bronze has Nelson Mandela sharing space with the most loved of Britain's sons in front of Parliament. His sad passing, lamented in Britain by a people and now a Parliament united in their love and respect for one of history's most outstanding statesmen. Richard Bestick, CCTV, London.